this is nice. I did it. I finally reached the age where literally everything annoys me. Happened quicker than I thought. For example, my toaster. My toaster annoys me. I'll tell you why. Because it's got that little dial on the side. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get your perfect temperature of toast every time. Come on. 3, 4, 5. That is all we need. Who is using the other numbers? 1 and 2? That is not a toaster, that's a bread holder. You wouldn't buy that if you saw a commercial for it. Get the new Durasoft Bread Holder 2000. It puts your bread in, then pops it up 4 seconds later. Completely unaltered. Oh, that sounds good. And 6, who was using 6? That's not a toaster, that's an incinerator. Doesn't even pop up, just ash and smoke comes out of the top. Anyone else want me to ruin their breakfast? I figured out a quick way to do it. See, I always ruin the breakfast because I don't trust the toaster. I always pop it up prematurely. You ever do that? You ever do the pre-pop? Yeah. Now you've thrown off the whole timer system. Now you gotta hover over the toaster like an overprotective parent, just checking in on it. No, not done. No, not done. No, not done. No, not done. Burned. How is it burned? How? I was right here. When you were a kid, your mom used to eat the burnt toast. She said she liked it. She's a liar. Nobody likes burnt toast because burnt toast signifies the fact that you screwed up the very first thing you tried to do that day. You cannot scrape away the taste of failure. I never even want to see a toaster. The only time it was ever good to see a toaster is when you only had that 2-slot toaster, and then you got upgraded to the 4-slot toaster. Oh, that was a good day. We were making toast every meal of the week. We're like, this is unbelievable! How did we ever manage with just 2 slots before? What were we, Amish? What were we thinking? But still, today, the #1 wedding gift in the world is a toaster. I don't know if that's true. I haven't done the research. It doesn't matter. The point is, why? Why are we giving start the young married couple off with a toaster. Give them as many toasters as humanly possible. Listen, if you or the person you're marrying don't already own a toaster, maybe you're not ready to get married. Go out, live a little. Make some toast. Well, you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at me, but I am the owner of a home. I really appreciate that. And I am completely overwhelmed. I don't know what I'm doing at all. Like, I played house when I was a kid, but I was always the dog. You know what I'm talking about? When do those skills transfer? We used a realtor. They always try to upsell you, don't they? I was like, no, you don't want this house. You want that house. And I'm like, yes, but that house is $50,000 more. And with a straight face, he goes, yes, but it has very mature trees. For $50,000? I'll take the immature trees, thank you very much. Yeah, I don't need a tree with a mutual fund. No, you give me the tree that blames everyone else for its problems. That's that tree for me. We bought a affordable home. They called it a fixer-upper. What they do not tell you is that when you are not handy, a fixer-upper is just a broken home. So, we live in a broken home. Yeah. Previous owners had cats. Yeah. And like, when I say they had cats, I mean they had cats. There was cat pee on the floor. There's cat scratches on the wall. There was a lump in the carpet. Turns out that was a cat. And take care of it. But I keep thinking, like, who got the better deal? Houses across the street, they cost twice as much money. Huh? Think about that. I pay half the price. I get to look at these beautiful mansions all day. They pay twice the price. They gotta watch me shirtless watering the lawn. Just Hi, Sheila. Your trees seem very mature. No, you can't trust the realtors. No. You know why? Because they can sell anything. Did you know in certain states you still have to legally disclose if your house is haunted? Think about that. That means right now there are realtors selling haunted houses. And you know they're just going for it too, putting all their realtor spins on it. They're like, you're gonna love this place. Look at the master bedroom, ensuite bathroom. Look at that clawfoot jacuzzi soaker tub. Très chic, don't need to tell you. If you look in the mirror, you're gonna see the withered old woman and then ornate wainscoting all along this wall. Sorry, what was that last part? Ornate, dear. It means intricate wainscoting. No, right before that. Oh, you're talking about the wither. Okay, well, it's an apparition. And if you look into her eyes at around midnight on a full moon, you'll notice some blood just kind of streaming down her face. It's a good steady stream, a nice strong flow. And technically she's a tenant, so that's some extra income for rent right there. Are you kidding me? In this economy. Everyone wants you to have more, don't they? They want you to have more stuff. Buy a bigger house, get a better car. Your laptop is just a pizza box with Sharpie on it. Whatever. Nobody's happy with you. You ever notice that? Like, nobody's happy with where you are right now. Everyone wants you to get to the next phase of your life. Happens as soon as you're born. As soon as you pop out of the womb, right away. Oh, is he holding his head up? Is he holding his head up? He was just born. Give him a minute. When you hold your head up, like, when's he walking? Is he gonna be walking soon? When you're walking, when's he talking? Is he gonna be talking right away? When you're walking and talking, what kind of elementary school are you gonna put him in? You gotta put him in a good elementary school, junior high, high school. What kind of college are you gonna go to, young man? You gotta start thinking about your college. Now you're in college. What kind of career are you gonna get? You can't study forever. Now you're in a career. When are you gonna work your way up in that career? Can't stay in lower middle management your whole life, so you work your way up. Now you're CEO. What, are you gonna live to work your whole life? When are you gonna settle down? When are you gonna have a family? So now you get married. When are you gonna have kids? Now you have kids. When are you gonna have more kids? Now you're spending time with your family. When are you gonna save up for that retirement? That retirement's gonna sneak up on you. Now you're retired, trying to enjoy life. When are you gonna give back to the community? You gotta give back to the community that gave you so much. So now you're working day in and day out, busting your hump until one day you're dead, and only then are people happy with you because they all gather around your grave and go, he's at peace now. Now, you listen to me right now. You can and should be happy exactly where you are in your life at this moment. Yes. Good. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Whatever you got going on in your life right now, enjoy it. Embrace it. You got a boring hobby? Who cares? So do I. In fact, I can beat your boring hobby. I'm a birder. Yeah. All right. Do we have any birders in the audience right now? No, okay. Surprised initial reaction then. For those who don't know, birder, that's what us birders call bird watching. And I'm into it, man. I'm full in. I'm knee deep in grackles. I got everything too. I got binoculars. We call them knocks because we're cool. And I got 2 pairs of knocks. I got a big pair of knocks. Those are like my expedition knocks, big old knocks. You could peep a hawk with those knocks. And then I got like a smaller pair of knocks. Those are my pocket knocks. Keep those on me at all times. If I see a bird, just whip them out. Whippoorwill, you know what I'm talking about? Or like, another name of a bird. I don't know all the names of the birds yet. I'm getting there. I got everything I need. I got knocks, I got field guides, I got a keen observational sense, able to differentiate between subtle differences in vocalization, colorization, and habitat. But most importantly, I have an app where you take a picture of the bird and it just tells you what it is. That one is particularly helpful. The fun thing is my parents discovered I was into birding, so they transformed their backyard into like a birder's paradise in order to attract me to their lawn. It works great too. They got their hot tub set up right beside the bird bath. I'm just sitting in there, birdseed Doritos, just oh, I'm making the water orange. Oh no. And they're just in their kitchen window watching me. Look, he's bathing. Oh, Sabrina forgot to shave his back again. Look at that. Oh. I love my life. I truly do. I love my family. I love my job. I like being a comedian. It's fun. People say, did you take any stand-up comedy classes after school? No, but I did a lot of stand-up comedy in class during school. Does that count? I was that kid. The report cards always said the same thing. Matt distracts others in class. Matt does not pay attention in class. Matt is rarely in class. I got kicked out all the time. My record is getting kicked out 7 minutes before class started. I'll never forget, it was grade 5 French. It was right after lunch. I showed up 7 minutes early and I was like, bonjour, madame. She took one look at me. She's like, no, not today. Get out. I'm like, that's smart. That's a good idea. I had some material planned. Labeled me as like a smart aleck, which I mean I kind of was, but also I was just like super insecure, just trying to act cool. That's all it was, right? And like I remember one time it backfired too. I was trying to look cool, ended up looking like a goody two-shoes. I was in home ec. My home ec teacher was like, today we're making angel food cake using vanilla. Does anyone know what it's called when we use chocolate? And as a joke, I said, yeah, devil's food cake. She's like, that's correct. I'm like, whoa. No, I didn't mean, you're gonna be quite the little baker one day. Hang on a minute. Oh, I should have said poop food cake. Always trust your instincts, Falk. I like my life. It's good. I live in a small town. Anyone else live in a small town? A couple of you? Nice, yeah. I like being in a small town. There's no rush hour. People always think there's rush hour, but there's nothing, okay? I'm from a small farming town. The closest thing we have to rush hour is if you like drive towards another town during the harvest. It's like all the combines are just on the road for some reason. And they'll always pull over to be nice, but it's like, you're 40 feet wide, dude. That is helping nobody. And turn your blade off, you're making everyone nervous. What happened to Sheila? She was harvested. No. She was so nice. She was so nice, but now she is delicious. Her mature trees couldn't save her. I love small towns because there's just a different energy in small towns. I one time witnessed a fight at my local thrift store. And I shall tell you the tale. So I'm in there, and I'm thrifting. That's what I'm doing in there. And I heard a kerfuffle. You do not have that word in the United States of America, but I trust you to figure it out vis-a-vis context. So I heard a kerfuffle. I did not know what the kerfuffle was, but I knew there was kerfuffing. I got to the till, and it was me, a woman in front of me, and then the kerfuffer. And she was upset because she was purchasing a 2-piece bathing suit. Let's just pause right there. Yes, you can purchase a bathing suit at your local thrift store, but you shouldn't, okay? If you do, listen, they wash it, you still need to bleach it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just trying to help. So she was upset because the tag said $1.25, but what she did not realize was that it was $1.25 per piece. And this was, if you recall, a 2-piece bringing the grand total to $2.50, and she was having none of it. I will never forget in all my life, I heard her say, "Well, maybe in the city." Where in the city are you finding a bathing suit for $2.50? If you find a bathing suit in a dumpster, you still leave $5. It's a bathing suit. And I'll be honest with you, I was annoyed because the money does not go to some conglomerate at the top of the food chain. It goes to local charities around our community, and it's $1.25. I did not say any of that because I am a coward. Woman in front of me, not a coward. Brave woman. She spoke up. She goes, "Oh, come on, it's only $1.25. And the kerfuffle looks at her and she says, "This is none of your concern." And then the brave woman gestures to me and she goes, "Well, I think it is our concern." I'm like, "Leave me out of this. You started it, you finish it." And then something shifted in the kerfuffle's eyes. She turned to the brave woman and she said, "You just stay out of this, old lady." And that is wrong. That is wrong for two reasons. Number one, you do not call somebody old and therefore invalidate them. And second of all, they were both old. These were two old ladies fighting over a bathing suit at the local thrift store. Would you like to know what happens when you call an old lady an old lady? I shall tell you. She moved her shopping cart to one side, advanced on the first woman, and straight up shoves her. Immediately, all the adrenaline starts pumping through my body. I'm like, "Let's go! We doing this? Come on! I'll separate you. Bring you both down. Bam, bam!" I didn't do that. What I actually did was this. That was what I did. That was my move. That was my whole shtick. "No, please don't. Stop the kerfuffling." I was still in charge of that situation. It was fine. And then the kerfuffle, she gets all frazzled. She storms out of there. I don't know if she paid for the whole bathing suit. Maybe she just took half of the bathing suit with her, but she got out of there. And then the best bit happened. The brave woman looks over at me and she says, "Well, maybe I should just dye my hair brown." I'm still trying to figure that one out. Was she making fun of the first lady's hair? Was she saying she didn't want to be called old anymore? Or most likely, did she realize she just physically assaulted somebody in a public space? And she needed to lay low for a while. I tell some jokes, I diffuse the tension a little bit. I go to my car, I tell my wife, she doesn't even believe me. Of course she doesn't, would you? No. And if you're from a small town, you'll get this next part. We drove from the thrift store to the grocery store. I walked in, I saw a friend of mine behind the counter who loves stories like this. So with the biggest smile on my face, I told her the whole tale from beginning to end, and she had already heard the story. How fast does news travel in a small town? Faster than a Mazda 3, apparently. I'm getting worked up. I'm getting too worked up. I have to calm myself down. The truth is, it's just too easy to get worked up nowadays, isn't it? Yep. It's so easy. And here's the thing. I'll give you an example. My wife and I went to go see a concert. This was before the world exploded. And it was a wonderful concert. Perhaps a musician you've heard of. His name is Sir Elton John. Yes, Sir Elton Reginald John IV. And phenomenal piano show. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it. Very good. Tickle the old ivories. A lot of good songs, mainly popular covers, 70s and 80s songs from other people, I'm assuming. I don't know, unless he wrote all of those. You don't think. Anyway. So he's doing a show, and what annoyed me is that everybody was filming. Everybody had their mobile telephones out, and they were filming Sir Elton John the entire time. Why? Like, actually, why? I'll tell you why. Because we're terrified. We're terrified that as soon as we put our cameras down, Elton is going to do something awesome. He's gonna do a backflip off of that piano, and we're gonna be the only putz that didn't put it on TikTok. So, instead of potentially living in regret later, we just decide to ruin every single moment right now. But who cares? Even if we get the entire concert on our phone, what kind of product do we really have there? I'll tell you what you got. We got a blurry Elton John on a blurry stage with that great audio quality only an iPhone can pick up from 200 yards away. Try showing that to your friends. They'll hate you immediately. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Look. Hang on, I got another one. Hang on, I got another one. Hold me close, down the dungeon. Hang on, I got one more. Hang on, hang on. Hang on! I got one more. What you mean your wife walk a candle in the wind? Nothing good, right? It's useless to have your phone up for that. The most fun you can ever have with your phone at a concert is when your buddy calls you. He's at the concert, but you didn't know he was at the concert. You ever have this call? It goes exactly like this every time. Hello? Oh, hey, Josiah, I can barely hear you. I'm at the Elton John concert. You're here too? No, you're not. You can see me? Yeah, right. Prove it. What am I doing right now? What am I doing right now? Excuse me, ma'am. What am I doing right now? Yeah, I'm bouncing up and down. Okay, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? What section? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay, what row? What row? What row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down, wave your arms, jump up and down. I see you, I see you, I see you. We're on the phone, but yelling across a stadium. I see you, hi! But that's the peak of the conversation. Nothing good happens after that. It's always awkward. You're like, so where'd you park? That's it for me. Thank you guys very much. Allow me to tell you how ardently I love and admire you. Good night. Thank you. Hey, I hate to bring up money so soon in our relationship, but I need some money from you. You can tip me. That's what I'm getting at here. Go ahead, leave a tip. But you don't have to. Seriously, if you don't, we can still be friends.